Hello everyone and welcome to the panel shows Hear the Music. I am Chiara Gizzi and I am so excited to be here with these incredible humans today, Mr. Allan Tomkins and Mr. Anthony Taylor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to have a great chat today with these country music legends, I think is the correct term for them. So I'd like to, are you unsure about that?
Maybe Al.
I'm going to start with you, Allan. Tell me about your music. Tell me about music for you.
I love country music and particularly honky-tonk country music.
Tell me about honky-tonk.
Honky-tonk.
Because that sounds kind of funny to people who maybe don't know what honky-tonk is.
It's kind of funny, but it's good dance music. And when you start playing honky-tonk music, people want to get up and dance. If they can't dance, they'll tap their feet. That's my kind of music, and I've been working on that for 60 plus years.
What? You only look 40. There's no way.
Well, thank you.
As a bass player, brilliant.
As a bass player, yeah.
So honky tonk. And what about you, Mr. Anthony? Tell us about your music.
I just like music. I like country music. I think it's been a lifestyle for me. So I grew up living the words that I sing now, more or less.
That's beautiful.
So that's the connection, you know. I think that's the connection with most country sort of players is that sort of fact, you know. We get to live what we hear, so then we start singing songs of things that we know, and that's the connection with country music with a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
I think, anyway.
Yeah, so you're a Queenslander, fellow Queenslander.
Absolutely.
We've got that affinity.
Yes.
We have to stick together, us Queenslanders.
We always do.
Yeah.
We always do.
So you feel that your upbringing in Queensland brought that out of you?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I think, actually, yeah, in a short way, yeah. It's kind of, not necessarily the farming sort of thing or anything like that, but it's just the way you live, the way you talk, the way you respect people, the way you love people, the way you treat people. It's just all country to me, you know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's different. A lot of people don't really get it, but I don't know, that's what I've lived by anyway. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's going to be a lot of viewers and myself included. It's, you know, country music is not something that I've been exposed to much myself at all, which is why it's so exciting to interview you guys today, because
I think you'll find you've actually been exposed to it a lot more than you actually think.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I don't know, have you heard of Chris Stapleton?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's country. He started out as bluegrass and then went to sort of a little bit heavier bluegrass and then country. But the fact that he's teaming up with people like Justin Timberlake means there's a respect there for that music.
100%.
So that's why, we keep doing what we do, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I love how you explained it, that it's like the heart.
It's the soul.
It's the soul.
100%, definitely.
Music from the people, for the people.
Wow, I feel like that should be,
you win.
like that should kind of appear across the screen, like right now.
Sort of here.
Made for the people, by the people.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
It's so true, but so
true. And what about you? Like, I guess, what came first for you? I feel like this question is sort of like a chicken or the egg thing. Obviously, Allan is an incredibly talented instrument maker. He has been making guitars for how many years?
40 odd years.
40 odd. Amazing, seeing he's only 35 or 40, as we said, since you were born. So was it chicken or the egg? Was it the love of music that made you create guitars? Or did you fall in love with guitars and then fall in love with music?
No, it was music to start with, because as a child, growing up in Mudgee, New South Wales, country New South Wales,
beautiful spot.
Between 7:15 and 7 a.m. for 3 mornings, the local radio station would play 2 or 3 country music songs. And they were mostly the old-time guys like Hank Williams and Slim Whitman and many of those old fellows, you know. And so I grew up on that kind of music, and then when I got old enough, I wanted to play a guitar. There was nobody around to teach, so you kind of do the hard yards and learn the hard way and all the mistakes.
There was no YouTube videos back then, I imagine. YouTube tutorials.
They're on stone.
And then later on, I had the opportunity to join a band, but it had to be a bass player. And it was very expensive to buy the the most brands that were available back in the 50s and 60s. So I'd bought a Japanese bass that I had trouble playing. It was probably as much my problem as what it was with the bass. Anyway, I was at that point of time, I was teaching part-time at the local technical college, teaching farm machinery repairs, welding and fitting and machining. But at that time I had access to the woodwork shop, and with the aid of the woodwork teacher, worked out how to make the first bass.
Wow.
Which I still have. And
that's amazing.
And so...
You still have it?
I still have it.
Oh my goodness.
And well, that enabled me then to be the bass player in this old-time dance band.
Oh, wow.
So that's where I first started playing.
Wow.
That's insane.
And then,
isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Necessity.
And then I played banjo in a folk group for 3 or 4 years. And then, in the end of 1969, moved to Sydney to become a professional musician, which worked well.
It went pretty well for him. It's all gone pretty well for Allan.
And I'm still working.
Yes, yes, you are. And we're going to hear some of that a bit later, which is exciting.
Yep.
And Anthony, can you tell us about what ignited the passion for you for music? So we've learnt that it was music that then led Allan to making guitars. What ignited the passion for you? What lit that flame?
Nowhere near as exciting or interesting as what Al just said. I don't know, I think, like I said before, it was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a small town, everyone had the same mindset, you know, we all did the same things, we all found the same things fun. And it just tended to kind of evolve into what I heard on the country music songs I was listening to, basically late 80s, early 90s sort of stuff. So I adapted it, and I just fell in love with it. So it was just kind of, I never knew anything different, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Got into bands and all that sort of stuff when I was a kid, joined the bands who I pestered to join, and they end up becoming lifelong best friends, which is great.
Yeah.
And that's, again, the whole country music thing, because I feel, and I'm not dissing it, but I feel if it was a different genre of music, I wouldn't have those close friendships out of it, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but nowhere near as interesting as Al.
It does feel like, well, it's just interesting in a different way. It does feel like for you, it's like a family.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so
definitely.
the music connects you. Like you said, it's the soul of the country, or it's your soul, and
100%.
it connects you to other people through that resonance.
Yep, definitely. Look, if something happens in our community, you know, everyone feels it. You know, it's like a massive family, and the only reason we go to Tamworth still is to catch up with Al and to catch up with everyone that we talk to, you know, and because you won't get to see him any other time of the year, basically, you know, and that's the main reason I go to Tamworth, is for stuff like that.
There you go.
know? And it's never been. I've always said, and everyone will know this, I've always said that if it ever becomes a business or becomes something that I find I have to do as a chore, then I'll stop doing it. You know, it'll take all the love out of it.
The joy, yeah. Well, that kind of leads me to my next question: is what is some of the challenges that you faced as a creative and as someone who's in the business? You know, because being a creative in Australia, it's not necessarily the easiest thing, or anywhere in the world, is it? You know, you're kind of a little bit of a black sheep when you choose this path. So
definitely, I find, especially being in the country scene, you're even more of a sheep, I guess. But yeah, that's very diplomatic. I find it to be. Oh, I don't know how to answer that question, actually.
that's okay. Take a minute.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, for me, you know, as a creative, I'm an actor and a filmmaker, so I find that, you know, sometimes the industry can be a bit oppressive, or there can be challenges internally. You know, for example, one of my acting coaches said to me once, you have to have a talent for your talent.
Yep.
And that resonated it makes my hair stand on end. Because it resonated with every cell in my body. Because not only do you need to be creative, you need to be able to work the business or
Yep.
to whatever degree you decide that you want to do that.
Yeah.
But you also need to manage your own creativity.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, the game. We always talk about the game.
Sure.
You know, the game you have to play to be able to do what you want to do for a living.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at playing the game, and I probably never will play the game, to be
Sure.
honest. So my whole career or my whole music side of things comes out of pure passion for me. I guess the hard things about it is I've never had a full-time career as such. This is the career, and it's the career I've chosen, but it's not seen as a career, you know. It's seen as almost a hobby, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing.
Yeah, so trying to pursue that over a lifetime, people sort of look at you and go, what are you doing this for? You know, you're wasting your
Get a
time.
real job.
Yeah, get a real
Yeah,
job.
like normal people.
Yes.
Yeah, like normal people.
I can't think of anything worse than being normal personally.
So
I
I
don't
did
know about
that.
you guys.
I did that. I carried a full-time job. I
Wow.
was agricultural, truck driver, whatever it was, in a completely different sort of areas. But I continuously did that while trying to build music as well. But yeah, this year it just sort of got the better of me, and I thought, well, why am I pursuing this when I can put all that energy I'm using there into music? You know?
Brilliant.
And that's kind of what we've done now. So
That's amazing. That's
Yeah, it's cool.
very inspiring.
scary as hell.
Of
but
course.
It's good. It's good.
And that's, again, like I can imagine you've had those moments in your life, Alan, where it's been
Always.
always. And I don't think that it ever stops as a creative. I don't think you wake up one day and you're like, all right, I've made it.
I hope it
That's
doesn't
it.
stop, because I think it gives you the
It
passion.
gives you, exactly,
and drive.
it fuels that fire, doesn't it? It's almost like the fear is like behind you a little bit at all
Pushing
times.
you.
It keeps pushing
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
You're in charge of your own destiny.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I 100% agree. It's not an easy path, but I think, you know, obviously all of the people that listen to your music and appreciate your music and appreciate your guitars, imagine if you had never stepped up
Yeah, well,
and claimed that.
Sure.
Al gave me a guitar. How many years ago was that? And it was at a point, it was a lot of years ago, that
20 odd, I guess.
20 odd years ago. And I said this at the album launch, and it's true. If he hadn't have given me that guitar, I wouldn't have pursued what I've done. You know, so it's those little gestures and little moments that happen along
Ripple
the way.
effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I've got no regrets. I've had an absolute ball of a time. You know, I've seen so many things that most people won't get to see,
Absolutely.
and that's experiences.
And
you know.
places. And
Yeah.
the places that it takes you.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful.
Just unbelievable.
Do you have any advice for aspiring artists, both of you? Let's
Be a
start
doctor.
with
I think
you. We're going to edit that out.
I think you've really got to hone your craft before you get out in the marketplace.
Okay.
Really, really know where you're heading with your style of music, and do all your homework before you hit the streets.
Oh,
with it.
definitely.
Yeah. I
That's
think-
good advice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
'Cause
And do you
it's-
think that you ever get to a point, because I think it's an interesting statement, because I think, you know, again, the creative thing, it's like the constant inner critic, right? So it's like, at what point do we tell ourselves that we're enough, that we're ready? Because you're never ready,
Never.
Never
right?
ready.
You're never ready.
No.
Never finished.
But you've got to get to that point where it's almost as if I've done enough now
I can
that
do
I'm
it.
confident.
Yeah.
Maybe get a couple of other people to tell you that you're good. Don't maybe just get some feedback, you know?
Yeah, I think you've always got to work at your craft, you know,
Yeah.
and you can never
Yeah.
stop doing that. And you just got to enjoy the ride, yeah. Like,
You have to have enough material to cover more than what the application you're about to apply it to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
it's a good way of looking at it.
So as you don't run out of talent.
Well, creativity is unlimited, isn't it? I mean, look at you. You're making guitars
Yeah.
and playing bass and singing. And I was just admiring Alan's ring before and his watch, and it's all, you know, and he shows his belt and he's made that too. And I just said, Alan, can you save some for the rest of us? You know, it's like you've got all the creativity in the world.
And he still rides a motorbike around the city. You still do it?
Sure,
You're a madman.
sure.
Badass.
Madman.
Sure.
That's what that is.
So with the guitars, it's amazing the amount of people that you meet, sometimes by accident, and sometimes they find you.
Yeah.
And when you're a little eye guy working in your shed somewhere, and someone like the bass player of Aerosmith wants to play your bass.
Wow.
Or, you know, people like that. Which
Yeah, you've had some amazing names, Keith Urban, and you made a guitar for Pink, I believe,
Sure.
and it wasn't pink. Just
no,
in case anyone wanted to.
Well, it actually was black with pink strings.
Oh, well, it had a bit of pink then.
It's on the website.
Ah, cool.
And yeah, so far I've made about 650 instruments by hand. And
By hand.
by hand.
And that's as a guitar player, that whole by hand part of it
Yes.
makes so much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know you're getting something that's crafted how you want it to be crafted, and
Interesting.
sounds how you want it to sound.
So it's like personalised.
Oh, absolutely,
Completely.
Sure. They're all different.
Wow.
But you know, there's people such as Gary Allan, who's a massive star in the US. He has 22 of my guitars.
Wow.
Yeah, and yes,
That's incredible.
it's just amazing. It's really satisfying when you can go to another country and turn the TV on and hear somebody or a whole band playing your guitars. You know?
That's phenomenal.
One of the latest funny ones were a friend said to me, "Hey, I was watching this soccer out of the UK on the computer. Next thing, this guy comes on, he's playing one of your guitars." Anyway, I said, "Oh yeah, that's such and such bought that for his son."
Wow.
And anyway, the ironical part of that is the guy that was singing in that band in Wales, or I think it was, for this soccer team, he rang me about Christmas time this year, and I had no idea who this guy was, and I had no idea what language he was.
Oh, he had a Welsh accent?
He did.
Oh, that's a thick one too. That's hard to grasp.
Anyway, he dropped a name about this guitar, and all of a sudden, all the ducks lined up for me.
Ding.
Yeah, funny.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think, you know, music for me is storytelling, and I know that for you too as well. I imagine it is. And Anthony, from what I understand, you're pretty passionate about authenticity.
Yes.
And connecting with your audience
Yep.
In an authentic way. What is your favourite type of story to tell to your audience?
I don't really have a favourite story as such. I've got a song on the album called Pastor's Daughter.
Oh, this is your album, Music Man,
Yeah,
which was released
yeah,
last year,
released
which was his debut album.
Last year. Yeah, last year.
2018, yeah.
Great with details.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, but a really good friend of ours, a real close family friend of ours, wrote a song pretty much about my wife and I and when the kids were born and all that sort of stuff, and called it Pastor's Daughter. That story there is like my way of, because I don't talk a lot. I hate talking. I don't really talk.
You're
much
doing
at all.
fine.
I know, but
Just-
so what happens was she wrote the song so I could actually sing it to you and tell the story so you'd understand pretty much our whole life. And to do that in 3.5 minutes is a
Wow.
massive talent.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I don't write songs. I leave it to people who can actually write songs.
Sure.
But yeah, as far as stories go, it's just whatever connects with people, you know. Like, Al will back this up. As a band member, you've got to play for people. Our job is to entertain people. And when you're entertaining people, you're reading the crowd. So if people start looking like they're not quite into it, you've got to change it and find
Sure.
another direction. So that story changes
So
every
you're
3
feeling
minutes.
that,
You
yeah.
know?
Sure.
That's the big part of our job.
Oh, wow.
Well, it used to be a big part of our job, didn't it?
What do you mean it used to be?
I'm not going to go into that.
Oh, okay. Boo. All right. Well, what about give me a crazy story from being on tour?
I can't do that. Al?
Oh, come on, man.
No.
I thought we were friends.
Al's got all the stories.
I don't know, I'm trying to remember something.
Or like a crazy
Oh,
story
yeah.
about a guitar making situation.
Okay. A crazy story. I was one of the bands I was with. We were touring out west, and we were staying in this old hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those with the long corridor from your room down to the bathroom, and our door wouldn't shut. It would only half shut. You know, it was a really old hotel.
Right.
And about 5 o'clock in the morning, we hear pitty patter, pitty patter. Good heavens, what's this coming in? And next thing, the door gets knocked open, and this big old sheep walked in the door. We weren't quite sure what to expect. Pardon me.
That's definitely not what I was expecting.
No.
It was going to be a dragon.
Could have been anything,
Sheep.
but it was a sheep.
We weren't real sure what to expect.
It's hilarious.
So nothing, Anthony?
Nothing.
You're not going to give me anything?
Vault. I'm a vault.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk
Yeah.
about passion outside of music and outside of the industry. And what are you passionate about outside of country music, Allan?
Oh, I'm a motorcycle guy.
Oh, he's a motorcycle guy. You did say that. You mentioned
So much
before
cooler
that
than I am. So much cooler.
He's got a few years on you. You can catch up. You'll catch up.
I need 10.
You know, I've done a lot of different things in my life.
Yeah.
And apart from guitars and music, and recently I'm a motor mechanic, panel beater, spray painter, welder, and all that stuff. And so,
Just one or two.
but I had a motorcycle business, a Kawasaki business for about 10 years, and anyway, that got a bit tough, so I bailed out of that. But I raced motocross for a lot of years
Right.
until I was 50. And then I decided I didn't bend, I broke.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, wow,
Time to stop stretching things.
I'm a little allergic to pain. So anyway, but yeah, I have 3 or 4 motorcycles.
3 or 4, like you've lost count. You know how many.
Actually, it might be 5 or 6 come to think of it. But I buy the older ones now. They're 30 years old. Back in the 80s, everybody was making really sensible motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
So I've restored 2 or 3 of these.
Wow.
And, from the ground up, and I enjoy riding them.
Very cool.
And get them to the racetrack every now and then. And out of
What's the fastest you've ever gone on a motorbike?
about 220.
I feel like my skin would fall off, like it'd just straight up just peel off.
Actually, if you didn't look at the speedo, you wouldn't know you were
No.
doing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You lose track.
Wow.
Anyway, that's my passion. So I ride 3 or 4 days a week.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So
What about you,
a
Anthony?
bunch of Kawasaki's. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Kawasaki's. I got way too many hobbies.
Do you?
But passion is probably the family.
Yeah, that's
kids.
beautiful.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Family and music. That's been my life for a long time. Which is
You
great.
seem pretty cool with that. That's a good thing.
I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. You know, the circle. When I say family as well, I mean the extended family.
Yeah.
I've got some.
The country music family.
Yeah, very close friends who we talk quite often, and that wouldn't happen without music. So then that makes music the passion. We found Terry's phone.
Well, we can edit that out. The music bringing you guys together and bringing that family together, and
100%.
yeah.
100%.
Oh, well, of course, I wouldn't have met Anthony if it wasn't through music. And I've been very fortunate to be able to play with Anthony in many different parts of Australia.
It's been wonderful.
And
America.
And America.
And I wouldn't be playing guitar still if you hadn't have.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's the connection.
Yeah, so it gets us all different parts of the world and all different scenarios, and meet so many wonderful people.
It's hilarious scenarios.
That's amazing. It really does. I think that's something I've learnt today just from chatting to you guys is feeling that, like I can really feel that when you talk about it, that it is such a connection, and where we are today in this beautiful venue, and
That's cool,
it's amazing, and you can just really feel whenever someone talks about country music, it's so much more than the music. So thank you for teaching me that today.
No
I
worries.
feel definitely enriched in my own life for that. And we're going to listen to these incredible humans play some music in just a minute, so we're going to be blessed. So we'll leave it there.
I feel like we should all hug.
We can totally hug
Yeah, so later. But
later
Yeah.
in the bloopers.
Yep.
And now for the fun part, Allan and Anthony with their incredible band members Tom and Terry are going to share some of their amazing tunes. Enjoy.
This old Springfield boy
something I'm not used to. I give up my heart, see you satisfied. Please stop by and see me anytime you want to, 'cause I'm always here at home till closing time. I've got swinging doors, a jukebox, and a bar stool. My brand new home has a flashing neon sign. So please stop by and see me anytime you want to, 'cause I'm always here at home till closing time. Yo, Tommy! I've got everything it takes to drive me crazy. And I've got everything it takes to lose my mind. And in here the atmosphere's right for heartache. Thanks to you, I'm always here till closing time. I've got swinging doors, a jukebox, and a bar stool. My brand new home has a flashing neon sign. And please stop by and see me anytime you want to, 'cause I'm always here at home till closing time. Yeah, I'm always here at home till closing time.
Key D, Allan to me.
We weren't recording, do you mind? Can you do that all again?
Oh, yeah.
Take 14. All right, D. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody's going out and having fun. I'm just a fool for staying home and having none. I can't get over how she set me free. Oh, lonesome me. Bad mistake in making by just hanging around. Should go out and have some fun and paint the town. Well, I said, fools, why now just can't see. Oh, lonesome me. Oh, well, I bet she's not like me. She'll be out on a fancy free, living with the boys with all her charm. But I still love her so. Brother, don't you know, I'd welcome her right back here in my arms. Oh, well, there must be some way I can lose these lonesome blues. Forget about the past and find somebody new. I've thought of everything from A to Z. Oh, lonesome, here's Anthony. Here's Tommy. she's not like me to be having a fancy free, laughing with the boys without her charm. But I still love her so, and brother, don't you know, I'd welcome her right back here in my arms. Oh, well, there must be some way I can lose these lonesome blues. Forget about the past and find somebody new. I've thought of everything from A to Z. Oh, lonesome me. Oh, lonesome me.